Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to my channel Papercraft Secrets. Today this video is all about the latest release of Mintay Kreativa Paints. This is the second release. I already have done a video on the first amount of paints. The first released paints was number 1 white, number 2 sand, number 3 peach, number 4 rosebud, number 5 tomato, number 6 lemon, number 7 forest, number 8 aqua, number 9 breeze, number 10 sky, number 11 lilac, number 12 bear, and number 13 anthracite. Today we have another 7 new paints to have a good close look at. This is number 14, which is beige. In case you've never seen the Mintay Kreativa paint before, I just wanted to read to you what is actually written on the label. It says water-based, non-toxic, lead-free, very low volatile organic compounds, contains no ammonia or formaldehyde, adherence to most surfaces, no need to prime before, very quick drying, dries to a chalky matte finish. The paint should be tightly closed after each use. If there is a precipitation of a water layer, we recommend that you mix the paint in the jar with a spatula. This process does not affect the quality of the paint. Tools can be easily cleaned with soft detergent and water for adults and children over 7 years of age, perfect to decorate our Mintay chippies. So I'm opening up this beige color for the first time, and you can see how it has separated a little bit. So this is where you need to get a spatula and mix it back in together. Okay, it's full of mainly natural ingredients, so you're going to get that natural sort of separation of the water and the chunky bit of the paint. So it's not uncommon for when you open the lid that you just need to stir it all back up again, and then it's completely fine. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm just mixing it all up. And then once it is all mixed up, you get that lovely smooth paint consistency and you're ready to work with it. So I'm just going to be using a little cotton tip to paint with today. And I'm going to be adding some paint to the top of every jar just so that I've got an indication of the paint color from the top of the jar. When it's sitting on my table, I can easily find the paint that would work the best. And this will also help me because I'll have a dry paint color, because what you'll find with these paints is that they're a little bit darker when they're actually wet. And when they dry, they get a little bit lighter. So it'll be handy to have that little swatch of paint at the top of the jar so that I can easily see the color of the paint that it'll be when it's dry. Also, I'm making this little chart to keep with my paints so that I can easily choose a color that's going to suit a collection that I'm working with. We're going to move on to number 15, which is mustard. And I couldn't think of a better name for this color. It really has the perfect name. It really is a very mustard color. And I think this will suit lots of the collections that have that mustard yellow. It's sort of a very on-trend color, has been for a couple of years now. So just adding that to our page of colors. And let's move on to our next color, which is number 16, olive. Okay, now you can see how again this needs just a little bit of a mix in the things around the edge. Give that a little bit of a stir. Again, I think the name for this color is spot on. It really is a very olive green or an army green. Pop that on the paper down below. The consistency of these chalk paints is really quite thick. You really will only need one coat when you're painting your Mintay chippies. You won't be required to do coat after coat. Let's move on to rust. And you also won't need anything at the base of the album. You know, you're not going to need a gesso or some sort of primer or anything. You can just put this paint straight on to whatever you're working with. And you can see even on like the plastic lid, it takes really well to the surface. So it's very versatile. Chalk paint is great like that. It doesn't need a lot of preparation. You can just paint that straight on. So there's our rust color. Now we're going to move on to turquoise. Of course, I love this color. This is a very Mintay color, actually. It's going to give that a stir again. Okay, it's ready to go now. Yeah, so absolutely beautiful color. This one will be a popular color. And there we go, that's looking beautiful. Next one is number 19, navy. This color isn't really a dark navy, but I don't know if you would really want a very dark navy when you're painting a chippy album anyway, because it might just be a little bit too dark. Just giving that a little stir up. And just wiping, you can wipe that off with a baby wipe. Let's have a look at the color. Now remember that this will fade a little bit as it dries. So you can see how it's not a very dark navy. It's actually a beautiful blue. I really like this color. Just popping a little bit on the lid there. Now we're moving on to our last color, which is peony. This is like a dark pinky sort of color. Just give that a little stir. It's pretty, isn't it? It's a little bit like a watermelon color. Let's see how this comes out. Peony is one of my favorite flowers. It's a really pretty color. I'll be interested to see how it dries as well. So that is the last paint that we're testing today. You can see how the paint is already starting to dry. We've got darker bits and lighter bits. This is the paint when it is completely dry. So you can see here the beige is almost like a cream. The mustard is a little bit lighter. The olive is a little bit lighter. But I think lighter would be better, especially when you're covering a whole album cover or chippy. There's the rust, the turquoise, the navy, and the peony. So you can see how the navy's not a dark navy. And so that brings us to the end of our video today, where we have showcased the 7 brand new colors for Mintay Kreativa Paints. I'll put a link into the video that I've done before on the first set of paints, and I hope you found this helpful. I've been using these paints in my projects and I've really loved them. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I hope you have a lovely crafty day.